Hi, this is Vi from Scrappy Mania, and in this episode in What in My Stash, I'm going to show you how to create a card, this card, using products that I've had around in my craft room that I haven't really used. I am using some new products. One of the new products is this swirly die. I love these swirls. I got it in the last 24-hour craft show from HSN, and these dies from Anna Griffin, and it's a set of 8. Set of 8 dies, and you just get these swirls. She uses a lot of these swirls on her card kits, so I decided to go ahead and get it because I'm creating my own kind of card kits. And let me show you what I'm doing. I'm actually creating embellishments in one area, my card layers in one area, and then papers and also sentiments in another. So I'm creating my own card kits, and what I'm doing is I'm just putting it in boxes, taking them to my church or whatever, and having the ladies create cards. So that's what I decided to do this year. So I'm making some prototypes to show them what to do, and that way they can create their cards. But that's why I bought these swirls, because I think having 1 or 2 swirls really make your card pop. So that's what I used here. The other product that I use, which is old, is this stamp. This is from Martha Stewart. Is a long time ago she had these stamps, these label stamps that said thank you, save the date, congratulations. This is one big stamp. I just cut it so that way I can put it in a storage container that I have. So I cut it, so I put them side by side. But this stamp, I really love the outline. I don't really care for the sentiment, so I went ahead and used that outline for my sentiment. And then I went ahead and pulled the flip card stamp set from Anna Griffin that it's on from HSN, and I used this one that says Happy Valentine, and I just stamped that in the middle there. I went ahead and used my Brother Scan and Cut to cut out the perfect outline on this label or the sentiment. The other product that I used, these flowers, are actually from this set that I bought about 3 years ago with my sister. And if you have watched my channel in the past, I do have a video haul on this set. Never used it since then. It's been 2 or 3 years, so I decided to pull it out. I created these flowers, and then I used the dies that came with the kit, or actually with the set, to cut them out. I didn't use my Brother Scan and Cut, and the reason why I have dies, I stopped buying the dies because I do have a Brother Scan and Cut. But the reason I have this die is at the time when I bought this set, which is years ago, I did not have the Brother Scan and Cut. But I went ahead and used it anyhow to cut out my flowers. The other product that I'm going to use for my second card is I went ahead and cut a lot of different flowers. These are the Prima flowers, and it's the Ink and Layers. Don't know the name of it, of this one, but it's the one. Let's see if I can find a name for you. It's actually the Glorious Flora. So this is the Glorious Flora. I'll put the link if I find it on Amazon, and you can go ahead and purchase them. They were pretty economical compared to Altenew and other stamp companies. These were only like $6 or $7 when I bought them. So I didn't mind paying that much for these stamps. So I went ahead and used these for the second card and to create my embellishments here. So these leaves that you see in the background is using the Heartfelt Creation Bold Leaf. And I did use my Scan and Cut to cut it out, but you can also use the die. So these are old stamps that I purchased some time ago before I had the Brother Scan and Cut. To tell you the truth, I used the Brother Scan and Cut to cut it even though I have the die, because I can cut a bunch of these flowers out pretty quickly. If I use the die, then you have to cut one out, then put the die on the other one and rerun it, and it takes more time. So I really like my Brother Scan and Cut. If you don't have a Brother ScanNCut, you may want to decide to purchase one. Especially if you have arthritic hands or your hands are starting to cramp up or if you do a lot of cutting. I love it. It really works. So I also used the Anna Griffin Olive Green for my ink. I used this Encore Ultra Metallic Gold for my stamping. And then I just use regular the glitter cardstock. You can find it at Michael's at a good price. Now what I use to make these edges here, so if you can see here, what I use there is one of Anna Griffin's old stamp set, which is these. It came with some blocks. Let me see if I can. And then you have the printing, outer frame, inner frame. And what you do is you match the frame, the squares like this. You match it according to your card. So let's say if I'm going to use this as my card layer, I go ahead and find the one that matches closely, like this inner one will be the one that really matches the shape of this. So then I will put my border right there. And then it also comes with corners. You can see here. And you go ahead and use that. So I'm going to show you how to use it in a second. So I will show you how to use these stamps because they're a little tricky as well. And then what I'm using for my card base, I like buying these card bases because they're pretty economical when you get them on sale. So every year Michael's have them at 75% off. This is quite a years back. I don't know if it has the date on here. 2016. So it was last year. No, 2 years ago. So 2 years ago I bought these and they make great card bases because you can spruce them up with your papers, as you can see here. You don't have to use it plain. You can spruce them up like this. Put another layer here. Put your little embellishments in the back. Put your leaves, as you can see here. Put your sentiment there. And then you just follow on with other stuff, like we're going to do in a second. So that's why I do like those cardstock, because they're pretty economical and it doesn't break the bank to share these with other people, because I'm liking to have craft parties and having card parties, especially doing the different holidays, and have people come over and create cards for themselves. It really is, I really am enjoying that, and that buying those card bases is not going to cost too much, because $5, you get 60 cards. You invite at least 5 people. They each get at least a couple of cards each, and it's just fun to be with other and share what you have. So let me show you how to use these stamps from Anna Griffin, and then I'm going to show you how to make the card. So it comes with a set of 3. I'll put the link. Hopefully HSN still have it. If it still have it, I'll put the link so you can purchase these if you like them. I like them because like I say, I really love a lot of this stuff here, you know, the outline, and it really dresses up my card. So you're going to start, and usually I cut my card a little smaller than the card base. So this card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I cut my second layer about 4 inches and 5 1/4, and that's what I use for this. So let me go ahead and cut a piece of cardstock to that size and show you how to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to cut it. With the Fisker cutter, you can cut things that are up to 8 1/2 inches long. And what I like to do is I cut it at 4 inches first, so that's 4 inches. And it gives me a nice clean cut. That's why I like this. And then the other thing is, if you notice here, this lip is 5 1/4, And then I measured out 5.5, these little dashes there with a Sharpie, because it only cuts up to 5 inches. You have grit line, but this lip is 5.25. I hope you can see that lip. And then I mark a little further out 5.5. So I go ahead and cut it 4 inches by 5.25. So if you butt it against that lip right there, that's going to be 5.25. Okay. So I like to use a foam pad, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there. I'm going to go ahead and use, let me go ahead and use this Ultimate Metallic, and Encore Ultimate Metallic. And then the one that I'm going to use is, let's go ahead and use this one. I haven't used it yet. And I'll show you how to place it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check which shape is, or which of these marking corresponds to your card. And if you look here, let me go ahead and bring you closer. If you look here, this right here matches my card. So this outline right there matches my card. So I'm going to go ahead and place my shorter stamp. So this is a shorter one. I'm going to go ahead and place that right here. So I'm going to place it right in between these dashes there. And I think I'm going to want to have it with the oval shape facing down. I'm going to bring it over closer to me because I cannot see it very well. Okay, so it looks like I got it right on target. Then what I'd like to do is I like to turn it over, and then I will place my corner piece. This is my corner piece. I'm going to go ahead and place that. Let me see if you can see that. Right around here. Okay. Oh, actually, I need to place this upward. Let me redo this one. Make sure you put it straight on so it's nice and straight. Turn it over. And then now I'm going to place this and let's see. It's going to overlap a little bit, so let's make sure. You put it as close as you get it. You can. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. So that one's set. So then I take my next block and get it right there where it needs to be. And I pull this out. Go ahead and place it right where it needs to go. And this one might be a little too long. They have different sizes, but I do like this one. So let's see how we can make this one work. Okay. But notice that it overlaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to block off the areas that it overlaps. It goes past this marking. So this one. Okay. Gonna go ahead and ink it up. I'm going to remove these. And let's just stamp it. Make sure that I line it up. And then stamp. Okay. Turn it over and do the same thing again. Another trick you can do is you can just wipe it off. So if you don't want to use tape, so we know it's the last two, I can ink it all up. Oops. Ink it all up. And then take a piece of tissue and just clean the edge, the last ones off. Clean those off. I prefer the tape, but in case you don't want to use the tape, just clean those off. And then bring your cardstock in and stamp it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do that one, the top edge. So I'm going to start with the top. I'm inking it up and then go ahead and use my guidelines to stamp. Turn it around. Use my guidelines to stamp. Then I'll go ahead and stamp the corners. There, see? Perfect. Use your guidelines. Do the little corner right here. Use it. That one was not as good, but it still looks good. I don't think you're going to ever make it perfect, but it's close enough. And the last one. Oops. There you have it. It never really comes out perfect, but it does look nice. Once you get everything set, it does look nice. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry and let me zoom you out. So this is what you get. It's pretty. I do like it. So I'm going to bring my card back out. Okay, so here's my card. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges with some olive green. I like to use stick glue because it doesn't make the paper buckle. And then place it down. And this measures, let's see, so you have to measure the inside of your card because they're all going to be different sizes. But this one measures, let me get the ruler. This measures 3 by 4 1/4. So 3 by 4 1/4. That would be the size of the panel you use. And then go ahead and place your next layer. Make sure I have it right. Square in the right position. Sometimes my hands are inky, so I use my bone folder to kind of smooth everything down. Okay. Now I do use, let me close this. I do use regular glue for this one. So I have this two-way SIG glue pen. Use that. Put a couple dots of this glue on. Place that down. Okay. Next layer, I'm going to just use this Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue. And I use my finger to kind of get rid of the excess. Place that down. Don't want to put too much dimension on this card. Okay, place this one down. And then the next thing, I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment. I think I like it there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and place my flowers around there. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of some foam adhesive. I can save this one for later. And put that here. So then you're going to turn it over and you're going to go ahead and stamp the back and sign it. I have a couple of stamps. This one, it says 100 handmade. I got this at my local craft store. It's not a big box store. It's just a private mom and pop craft store. And it had a bunch of these and they were pretty economical. So I got that. I also have another one that says Bake with Love 4. And this is mainly for your baked goods. And they're perfect for tags. I also bought this one that says Uniquely Handmade Limited Edition. And then I have another one that I went ahead and did not like the inside saying, so I went ahead and cut that out and you can use that just for the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and use Uniquely Handmade, and I think I'm going to use green. You want to open it up so you have a nice flat surface. Stamp it, and then if you want, you can always sign it. So I can take my pen and just put, if this worked, you just go ahead and sign it. This one looks like it dried out. Okay, so now that I've finished, I went ahead, so I got my stamp, Uniquely Made. I'm going to go ahead and put a little, it needs something else. And so I have a butterfly that is cut out from the same sheet of paper that I used to cut all the swirls. So I cut a bunch of swirls out of this. There's still some pieces that are still there that you can use your small punches and get little punches out of these pieces. You don't want to waste anything. You can also even get a nice big size heart. See how I can move it around until it fills my punch? And then you just cut it out, and here's a heart. And I've done this with the butterfly. You take your butterfly, put it upside down, move the little scrap until you get the outline. That one might be too small. So for that one, it'd probably be best to use this one. Just move it around until you fill in the whole area, and then punch it out. And you still could get a lot more out of these with these tiny little ones. So you just basically put it upside down and get a lot of little hearts. But I'm going to go ahead and just take the butterfly, and actually I might just do a heart too. Let's get a couple hearts. So you can get a lot out of that little scrap paper, little scraps. So I can go ahead and put these hearts . So I'm going to go ahead and place the heart. Maybe I'll place it. And this is a Quicker Poker Upper tool. That's great to pick little embellishments, sequins, rhinestones. They're perfect for that. And it comes with a little tool that you can use to help push it down. For this one, I am going to use that leftover piece of craft foam. Or actually, I might use a, use a glue dot. I'm going to fold the glue dot in half because it's too big for this one. I'm going to place it there. So this is my card. So I hope I inspire you to take a second look at the stamps and products that you may have in your craft room that you haven't pulled for a while, and create something crafty today. Thank you for watching. Bye now.